Favorite coach back at it again. I had to give y'all a double scoop of this. Blow the whistle with your favorite coach, Coach Walker. Man, you know what? I was sitting here thinking about how we volunteer. Coaches go out and volunteer to make sure that they give these young men some type of father figure to be in their lives to help them navigate through life that may become a little bit difficult from time to time. You know, we get athletes at the park from the age of like 3 or 4 with flag football all the way up to 12, 14 years old when they're ready to move on and go to middle school. And with them moving on, going to middle school, you know, we have a tendency of trying to keep in contact or keeping up with those athletes to see how they progress on through middle school, high school, and then go on to college. And the funny thing is, I'm just looking over some of these things here that, you know, I got a lot of different things on my desk that, you know, I've been trying to get out to you guys. And, you know, one thing happened and I have to switch and go do something else. And I had to put this one to the, you know, put this issue on the back burner and come back and talk about it later. But, you know, when you out here volunteering your time, that means you're giving up your time, your money, your sleep, anything that goes on with you, you're giving that up to these athletes to make sure that they have the best version of you for those couple of hours that you're with them. But God, I got to talk about, I got to talk about this. So y'all go ahead, get yourself comfortable. This is another episode of Blow the Whistle with your favorite coach, Coach Walker. Make sure you got everything you need. Because I know you're probably watching me on your cell phone, on your tablet, your TV. You got me on your big screen TV right now, your laptop, whatever it is that you're watching me on right now. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Hey, listen. Support me over on Tomorrow League Sports Network platform. That is where these shows will be. And you can become a member over there as well as you can donate to the channel. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tune in, tap in, tell a friend. That's what I say all the time. Make sure you tune in, tap in, like, share, subscribe. Do that for your favorite coach. Hey, you can follow me on all social media platforms also. Twitter, X, Instagram, Facebook, you know, we doing it. You know, a little TikTok, we got that going on too. So like I said, everything Tomorrow League Sports Network, TLSN12 on X, TL Sports Network on Instagram, TLSN on Facebook, and I think it's TLSN12 on TikTok. So, hey, all of that's down below in the description. Like I said before, y'all make sure y'all tune in and tap in with your favorite coach. But now we got all that out the way, dog it. Let's get into this thing here. Because you know what? I never thought in a million years that if I'm giving you my time and I'm spending my money, I could be put in a blender where you could decide that, you know, decide whether or not, you know, you could come out like you fired me or something like that. And looking at, you know, high school football going on right now, I want to send, let's give a moment of silence for Makai King over at Arabia Mountain High School. That young man, unfortunately passed away due to some health complications. They haven't stated exactly what was going on with him, but I just want to send heartfelt condolences over to that young man. It's sad to hear that happening to him. And like I said, my mind is just all over the place with that. That happened, you know, we got the report on that yesterday. But yes, look, listen. I ain't gonna be long, but I'll try to be strong to give y'all this content right quick because this crap got me mad as I don't know what. Teddy Bridgewater was a daggone volunteer for Miami Northwestern High School. Now let me break this down for you because high school football is ready to start around the country. You know, in a lot of different states. I know in Georgia they're going to start, I believe, on August 15th. But dig this, check this out with me, guys. Just stick with me for a second here. Now, these high schools, when you go to these different high schools, a lot of these high schools, you're paying fees, you're paying money into the booster program so that they can have the paint the fields. They can have, you know, the pregame, postgame meals for the athletes, or they're out there getting. They may have a 501, the school might have a 501c3 where they're able to get people to donate food to the school. And then, you know, you might go ahead and give them a donation back, you know, give them a little money back for what they giving to you, right? A lot of times these high schools, they collect money for the kids to have sweatsuits, bags, socks, you know, mouthpieces, things of that nature, because the county ain't giving up all that money to these high schools to make sure that these athletes have what they need. A lot of times there's a ragtag type situation where, hey, you got to go out there and get your stuff kind of like they did when you were playing Little League football. I mean, hell, Little League football, they got so jazzed. You got teams with 4 and 5 damn uniforms just out there just balling. They going from state to state playing, a travel ball type schedule. But I say all of that to say this. When I found this information on Teddy Bridgewater, I had to sit here and say, wait a minute, this can't be right. From my understanding, this man was a volunteer at Miami Northwestern High School. Now, let me set the stage for this here. Miami Northwestern High School, they get 2 uniforms. I'm sure they get a home and away. They do the same thing here in Georgia. They give the kids a home and away uniform for them to go play in. But a lot of times you got some parents that, they want them to have pink socks or something with pink in it for breast cancer. Breast cancer awareness month and mental health month, things of that nature. You had a gold or the yellow, whatever it is for, those certain things, right? Because we did all that in Little League, and they still do that a little bit here and there in high school. So high school and middle school. I'm just putting it out there, so don't act like y'all ain't heard this before. If you have not heard this before, then guess what? Here you go. Welcome to what I just shared with you. But Teddy Bridgewater, this man paid out his pocket for his athletes. Now, you want to suspend the man for what they call as impermissible benefits to his players. I can see if he did it for one player. I can see if he did it for 2 or 5, 10 players. But he did it for the whole damn team. This man spent training camp was $14,000. Pride sets was $9,500. Pre-game meals, $2,200 a week. Recovery, $1,300 a week. Ubers, $700 a week. Field paint, $300 a week. Now, let me take you back with the the recovery. Both my boys had a trainer that came over from I want to say Emory to help over the high school that they were playing at years ago. We had to pay that man. So that money came out of the fees that had to be paid to the school through the booster club. Y'all not going to sit here and act like there's no booster clubs that's not going on with this. And looking at a lot of these athletes now with how inflation has really kicked everybody in the ass, there's nowhere in the world go sit here and tell me that a lot of these athletes that's on these teams, parents can afford anywhere from $700 to $1,200 a daggone season for their athlete to play. You heard me just read them numbers off to you that the coach paid out of his pocket. Now, I'm trying to understand. I get the whole bit, you got your rules and regulations, whatever it is that you have, where you want to make it look like, hey, listen, we're strict by the code as far as what's being done with this. But you know what's so funny about this whole situation is that the school probably could have got all of this done for all of the sports if you just sat the damn coach down and say, hey, listen, coach, is there any way we can sit down and get someone to come in and help finance this where you could take the burden off yourself? And we could do it for everybody that's in the sports program in the school. Because you know what? That's what happened when we got the trainer from Emory. He came over. He was there for all of the sports. Not just one. He was there for everybody. So the point I'm trying to get across to everybody is that this is wrong, bro. This is wrong. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. Right now, we got kids that are losing their lives playing a sport that they love to play. I want to ask you guys, how many of y'all out there have how many of y'all out there use the heat index to make sure you double check to see if the weather is right for them to be out there and all that equipment? Or better yet, it lets you know, hey, listen, the heat index out here is saying the degrees is 95, but it's talking about the heat index is around what, 120, 110. Hey, we need to take we need to take the helmets and shoulder pads off. We just gonna go in pants. How many of you guys out there had the water and the things that you need to keep them athletes hydrated in the manner in which they need to? I ain't talking about just the water that you get out the water hose, you put in the water cooler and sit on the side. I'm just saying. I mean, I get it. Yeah, when I played that's all we had was the water out the daggone water hose. But what I'm saying right now is that you're gonna need a little bit more than just water out the water hose to make sure you keep these big boys you got out there hydrated. All I'm saying is make it make sense, guys. We're so in tune to say, hey, you know what? This man came in here, he got them to win it. They started winning. Yeah, I think they beat somebody in the championship game. Was it like 50 something? Was it 40 something or nothing or something like that? Some crazy score they put up on this team. They beat the brakes off the daggone team, and I'm sure they got a whole bunch of folks mad and upset and wanting to go talk. Hey, Teddy Bridgewater over there. I heard he's spending all his money, and a couple of my kids want to go over there and play for him because we don't do nothing. And guess what? Get off your sorry ass and make something happen for them damn kids. That's what you out there for anyway. If you're gonna donate your time, at least donate your time and make it worth something. Make something happen for somebody. I'm sure these coaches out there looking to get paid. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, now that I think about it, daggone, even the money that we paid to the Booster Club, guess what? That helped pay for some of the coaches that was coaching on the team. I coach totally forgot about that. Yeah. That helped that gave them coaches stipends for them to come out there and coach. Yes, sir. So all I'm simply saying is that you got a coach that's coming out here, a professional football player, who you could use as a resource. As a resource. And if it was that daggone bad where everybody was mad and upset about what was going on, guess what? You could have used him as a resource and say, hey, listen, who can we contact to get blah, blah, blah? Who can we contact? You know anybody over at Gatorade? You know anybody over at Pepsi going to get us some Gatorades for the school? The school system should be able to get that anyway. I'm just saying, I'm like, guys, we so in tune on, so hey, they got something better than us. Instead of saying, hey guys, hey, can we sit down and talk for a second? Hey, what exactly is it that you're doing, brother, that can kind of help us? Hey, can you lead me in the direction that I need to go to do blah blah, so I can help my team out too? Because there's a lot going on out here with these athletes. Him paying $700 for Uber to make sure them athletes get to practice. I'm like, listen, why wouldn't you want to do that? If you're trying to build a foundation for your program, it starts with something. And a lot of these athletes, their parents are probably working jobs where they can't even get these athletes to school so that they're there for practice in the morning. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there to you. Y'all, hey, leave your comments down below and let me know. I mean, is this right or wrong? What do you think? I mean, it's funny to hear that this man is suspended when he's actually a volunteer. How do you suspend a volunteer? That man spent, wait, let me get the number again. This man spent $700, and all of this came through his foundation. That's what makes this worse. All of this money came through this man's foundation. The Bridgewater Foundation. This is crazy, man. This man got a foundation that can help Miami Northwestern High School. Man, screw that. Who's over football down there in Miami? Where Miami Northwestern? Who's over the football pro? FHSAA. Guys, it's time to use the resources that's needed. I am sure you guys could very well use the help and the resources that Teddy Bridgewater has to move high school sports along. There's so much that's happening out here in this world with these young men getting out here in the streets. They don't have the necessary leadership, not only at home, but hell, I'm sorry, coaches, y'all gonna get upset when I say this, but a lot of these coaches that's out here coaching, they're not teaching these kids the things that they need to learn to become men once they get out into once they get out into society. They're not. I understand people come from different products of their environment. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I am saying is it comes a point in time where you got to kind of brush it off and understand that it's no longer about you. It's about the kid. It's about the athlete. And if that's not what it's about, which is what I believe this is here, this is crazy. This is crazy. I mean, I am looking at this, and it says Bridgewater B Bridge Foundation. Good morning to all my bulls. This Teddy Bridgewater sent a letter to his asking for donations. And I'm sitting here like, check this out. He said, good morning to all my Bulls and Bulls supporters. Today I'm coming to you on behalf of the football team and seeking donations to assist our boys this season and help me carry the load so I no longer have to take from my personal funds to keep smiles on these young men's faces and remind them that they matter. From daily Uber rides to feeding the boys MLK, to feeding the boys MLK, $1,500 a week. Every morning, follow our morning training sessions to feeding the boys catered pasta during the season. During the season, to Pride Seats, to training camp, I cover all the expenses. So today, I'm putting together my fundraiser package for individuals looking to donate to the program. You will be able to donate to my foundation personally, and funds will be used throughout the season as we get ready to crank up. The most recent event we have coming up is our training camp, where we sleep in the school's basketball gym. Last year, it cost me $14,000 to conduct the camp. 4 nights, 3 hot meals a day from local Black-owned restaurants, and a snack on some of those days. Last year, it cost me $9,500 to purchase Pride seats for players so that they can look like a team. It's gonna be Pride sets. That goes back to what I was saying before with the like the short sets and the sweatsuits that they would normally get through those packages. Also, last year cost me $300 a week to keep the field painted with lines and numbers so our players could know how to line up and execute. Last year, it cost me $1,300 a week to have recovery trucks come service the players the day before games. During the season, each week, it cost me $2,200 to feed the team pregame meals. Each week, I spend around $700 on Uber fares. He gave you a detailed breakdown, and he said, so hear me out. This isn't a crowd for help, but more so a coach seeking donations. I will post the fundraising packages I put together later today, and I will provide my foundation's bank account information later today. If Teddy Bridgewater doesn't personally approach on behalf of the football team asking for donations, feel free to do what you want. The job will get done one way or another, but to those of you considering donating, thank you in advance. P.S. These are all things I chose to do on my own and are not requirements for the boys to have according to the rule makers and those who make the decisions at MNW. Feel free to donate. Be the Bridge Foundation, teddybridgewater@gmail.com. Listen, I don't get it. I don't get what's going on. And I mean, he even has something here where he shows in Liberty City where he's giving away some things during his donation. We did it again to the village that raised me to continue to look back out for our youth the same way you did for me. This is what it's about. This is one of the main reasons why I'm here talking to you guys about this in the first daggone place, because people don't understand that if you don't have people that's out here that really care about what's going on with your athletes, you're going to see what's going to happen later on down the line. I mean, trust me, you're going to, as parents, you're going to see later on down the line. Because then you're going to be looking like, man, where were all these folks at when he was out there on the field, or she was out there on the basketball court, or, you know, playing flag football, doing her thing. Now, no one even shows up. Where are these people at now? All I'm simply saying is that this man gave you a detailed rundown on what's going on. He understood the rules, but he understood also what was going on with his team. And I'm just like, what's going on here? But you know what? Coach gonna go ahead. I'm gonna step off this thing. I just had to get that off my chest. That I'm like, man, you got people out here volunteering, giving their money, and here you have folks that want to get mad and upset, say, hey, you didn't follow the rules, blah 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 blah. Allow all of the schools to start a damn booster club if that's the case, for them to accept donations. And I'm pretty sure all of the high schools there probably do accept donations outside of what the state is giving them for these kids to get out there and compete. Because I got a question to ask. Who's paying to get those helmets recycled when they go out there on the field to play after every year? Who's cleaning those helmets out? I know that's not free. I can tell you right now, that's not free. That's probably about $100,000 bill right there, probably just for one conference. No, that's not free. So let's be mindful as far as what's going on. That's all Coach is asking. I mean, you got people out here that's really doing this thing. Let's step up and do what we got to do to make things right. Get Coach Bridgewater back out there with them athletes. Y'all find a way to get this money to not only to him, but to all of them daggone high schools down there so that they can be safe, as well as have the things necessary for them to get out there and compete and enjoy playing the sport that they love to play. Hey, Coach had to get that off his chest, but hey, I'm going to go ahead and get up on out this thing. But until next time, y'all know what I always say, be the one in lead. And you know what? Peace. I'm out of here.